Everything in life is temporary. When things are going well, enjoy it because it won't last forever. No story shows this more than the Pest Control core era. All great things have to come to an end. Throughout history, there are countless examples of fallen great empires, endless unwinnable wars and destruction. The only true failings in life are the ones you do not learn from. And let me assure you, Pest Control took every hardship and gained knowledge to prolong and expand their group. But how did this happen? And what events led up to this?
Let me rewind a bit and tell you how this happened. Pest Control were always aware of the fact that they would eventually have to give up the core. However, the way in which it happened could not have been expected and left each member lost, and they wished they could have had more time at the core. It all started with a quiet player named Phoop, who was silently playing the server in the background. They had not gone unnoticed, as they were climbing the levels rapidly, getting closer and closer to the core. They were not the first level 30 to reach the core, but the worry came as we did not know anything about them and whether they were friendly, aggressive or a griefer. Gende and myself, Old Nick, were online at the core when Phoop finally reached the rank of 30. I reached out to Phoop and I said we were not hostile and asked what his plans were, with little to no response. We hesitantly continued our tasks until I was greeted by a player wearing an elytra stood on our walls. It was Phoop. Once he saw us, he flew away. This continued for hours. It was like he was planning something. It's just we did not know what. Eventually, we took a couple of warning shots, which made him fly away again and log off. It was at this point, myself, Old Nick, logged out for the night. Later on, the postman was walking our grounds to see Phoop again had returned, but this time he was inside the tower. A brief discussion between the two players took place, where Phoop was asking suspiciously if the postman had gone up the tower lately. The postman told BearSkates he was suspicious, and Bear went up the tower. He was greeted by an end crystal trap. It failed, however this confirmed our fears. Phoop was out for blood. Again he flew away, allowing Gende, postman and Bear to group up in the core. Finally he returned, landed on the walls, and this time someone was going to die. Bear flew up the walls and quickly hit him to the ground. Immediately it kicked off and Phoop set his sights on Gende, quickly putting him down. After this he targeted the postman, again killing him, leaving a 1v1, Bear and Phoop. After a strong fight from Bear, Phoop got the final blow, and with it claiming the core from Pest Control, birthing a new era on the server. With the new freedom of having the core to himself, he began what he'd planned to do from the beginning. He was not flying over the core to scout out us, he was planning his grief, and he set about lava casting and exploding as much as he could. Now if you remember from my last episode, I was talking about Diamond Phoenix, who originally griefed the core, but I said he had an interesting story of redemption. Well, this is it. He travelled to the core and he saw the grief, and even he, who had previously griefed us, considered this was too far, and he began repairs to the core and documented every step. Upon seeing this, it angered Phoop, and he returned yet another time to grief it again, this time making it exponentially worse, leaving the core a cobblestone mess. This left Pest Control homeless and refugees. We knew if we hit back, we would have to make it count, as his response if we failed would not even be worth considering. Fortunately, during our time at the Corps, we had formed strong alliances, and we could return stronger.